Greg Larnerd, Wells Guthrie hanging with you here from ESPN Chattanooga. It's another edition of high school football playoffs. Tennessee, and now, Wells, we've got Georgia entering the mix.
We do. You know, they usually start their playoffs 1 week after Tennessee. We broke down the first round in that state a week ago, and here we are talking the first round of the Georgia State high school football playoffs, but we'll also get to that second round in Tennessee as well.
We have all the brackets and all the fun. Let's get into it. We start with Class A private. Tell me a little bit about Christian Heritage going up against Wesleyan. Christian Heritage 7-2, Wesleyan 5-2.
Yeah, so, you look at the record there, clearly Wesleyan's got the better record. They're going to be the home team. Christian Heritage, don't know a ton about them out of the Dalton area. I think this is kind of a flip the coin type of matchup, Greg. I really do.
It is. 7-3 versus 5-2. We'll see what happens with that matchup. Next, we'll go to Class A public. Tryon, who's 9-1, against Social Circle, who's 6-4.
Yeah, Tryon had a big win last week, 9-1, as you pointed out. They've just been a really good program for many years, and so I think they've got the advantage this week against Social Circle, 6-4 to a 9-1 team. You got to feel really good about Tryon advancing in this first round.
Next, Class AA, it's Hart County at Dade County. Hart County, average season 5-5. Dade County was pretty good. The Wolverines 7-3.
Yeah, Dade County's had a fantastic season. I've been covering high school football to some degree for about 7 or 8 years here in the market, and Dade County historically has just not had that great of a program in terms of the wins and losses, but it must have all come to a head this year because they had some really big wins, and as you pointed out, 7-3 records. So I really like their chances against Hart County. They're the 2 seed coming out of Region 7, coming out of Region 5. That would be Hart County, the 3 seed. So they've got the leg up there. I think you got to ride local and go with Dade County.
Yeah, they're going to be at home. It's going to be rowdy out there at Dade County for the Wolverine fans. All right, let's go to AAA now in the high school football playoffs for Georgia. It'll be Adayrsville versus Oconee.
Adayrsville has had some good talent over the years. Have not seen them play in a few years, but a team that can always pop up and get you from time to time. Don't know as much about the other program here. You're looking at a 3-2 going at it. To me, just based on a lack of knowledge, anybody's ball game.
All right, let's move to our next local matchup. It'll be Hart County versus Ringgold. They got state recognition as one of the best teams in the state of Georgia this season. Wells, they're 6-2 going up against Hart County 8-3.
Yeah, so Ringgold is one of those programs I've covered a lot over the years. Great facility, great parental and booster club support. Love that program, a lot of talent. They haven't lived up to expectations over the last few years or so. But this year, kind of like we talked about Dade County, they really do have a talented team. But unfortunately, in the first round, they're getting a tough matchup here. They're going to be at home. I think that accounts for something. So I think this game's going to be really close, but I'm going to go with the Ringgold Tigers to do it, man. I think that's what happens. They always have a lot of firepower on offense and a lot of speed.
Next up, we're going to talk about North Murray and Monroe area.
So this is a 1-4 matchup. North Murray, very talented, also a great atmosphere, a lot of program support in that area. I just don't like the matchup against Monroe area. They got the 1 seed. They've had a very successful season. So I think it's going to be tough for Murray County to come out, North Murray to come out with a win in this one.
Quad A is next. We'll talk about Northwest Whitfield versus Fayette County.
Yeah, so Northwest Whitfield usually has a lot of size, very physical up front. They usually have a couple good running backs. Haven't covered them in a couple years, but definitely enjoyed seeing the Heritage Northwest Whitfield rivalry over the years. Fayette County comes in as the 3. Northwest Whitfield comes in at the 2. Northwest Whitfield's had some losses this year. They've had a lot of close games. I'd probably give the edge to Fayette County just based on location, being a little bit further south. But it probably is a coin toss type of game when you really break it down.
All right, final one. Let's go to 5A. It'll be Decatur versus Calhoun. What do you like and know about this matchup?
So Calhoun, I could sit here for 5 to 10 minutes and talk about Calhoun.
We don't have that kind of time.
We certainly don't. But I'm going to ride with Calhoun in this one. This is a team that's won state championships. They played for state championships. The town shuts down on Friday night for the games. They're going to be the home team. that accounts not for 3 points in my book, but more like a whole touchdown and an extra point because the atmosphere is that lively. Decatur's going to have some juice. They're going to have some talent, but I'm going to ride with the Yellow Jackets.
All right, let's move over to the Tennessee high school football playoffs now, and we will start with Class 1A. South Pitt was the only local team to make it through. They defeated Red Boiling Springs 56-0. They get Clay County this week, who defeated Sale Creek in week 1.
Yeah, you got to ride with the Pirates here. I mean, they were the top overall seed there in that quad bracket. Red Boiling Springs just didn't stand a chance. We told you that was going to happen last week, and it came true. Clay County, they had a big win over Sale Creek, but no offense to Sale Creek. You know, they haven't really been that talented over the years, better than in previous years, but still not playing at the level of some of these other programs. You got to ride with the Pirates. South Pittsburgh advances over Clay County.
All right, let's move to Class 2A now as we start with Meigs County. The Tigers defeated East Robertson 30-12. They'll take on Trousdale, 31-16 winners last week over Tyner. Tell me about this matchup.
Yeah, so Meigs County, clearly one of the most talented teams in the area. They've won a ton of games. They've played for a state championship. They've been the runner-up a couple times. Now they want to go out and get it, and I think they have the team to at least get back there and make the run. But this is the first big roadblock that this team's facing. Trousdale County, as you pointed out, 31-16 over Tyner. If you beat Tyner by the score of 31-16, you're pretty damn good at what you do. Now, Meigs County is going to be the home team. And so because of that, because I think this matchup is actually pretty even, Greg, I'm going to ride with Meigs County, the semi-local team here to the area. I think they get it done, but I think it is highly competitive and a one-score game.
That one, you should circle the whole thing. That was one that we're really going to be watching this week. Next up, Marion County took care of business against Westmoreland 35-7 last week. They'll take on Watertown, who downed Bledsoe County last week 45-7.
You would think that Marion County would be the 1 seed, but they're not. They're actually the 2 seed, and Watertown is the 1. Marion County, Dale Pruitt, he's got that thing rocking and rolling, but Watertown's really tough. This is another game just like that Meigs County-Trousdale game where I think you just kind of flip the coin and enjoy it because it's going to be a barn burner. I think it's going to be a very competitive one-possession game, but I'm going to go local, man. I'm going to go with Marion County to get it done and advance, and then that potential matchup, whether it's Meigs or Trousdale potentially taking on Marion County, it doesn't really matter who wins that other game. That's going to be a great one, too.
It certainly is. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Marion County in that matchup. Maybe play with a little bit of chip on their shoulder. Class 3A, all of our local teams got knocked out last week. Grundy County, Signal Mountain, and Sequatchie, so we don't have to talk anything about them. Next up, we are moving to Class 4A, where we had one local team make it through out of 4, and that was the Red Bank Lions. They got a win at Stone Memorial, against Stone Memorial, 41-6. They move on to the second round. They'll take on Macon County, who got the win 28-26, and they slid by the Purple Pounders last week. So Red Bank versus Macon, what do you know?
Yeah, so I've really just taken a step back. I wish that Chattanooga Central could have won that game. It was very close. They've had such a good season, very surprising team here in the local area. But that's unfortunate that Macon County did advance. Red Bank, on the other hand, tough start to the season. They had to replace a lot of bodies, but they're playing their best football at the right time, and that's what it's about. So I really like the way Red Bank is playing. I don't know as much about Macon County, but if you look at the score with Chattanooga Central, who actually downed Red Bank, you got a little bit of intel there. I think this is another great matchup coming out of 4A. I'm going to go with the Lions. I think Red Bank gets it done, but I think it's a highly competitive game that's probably going to come down to a field goal or a touchdown.
Yeah, whoever has the football last, Chris Brown has done great things over there with the Red Bank program. We moved to Class 5A. Now we had 2 area teams make it through. McMinn County got the win last week over Oak Ridge, 24-17. They'll take on Powell, who dismantled Ottawa 42-0.
Yeah, so Powell is very talented. They are very, very talented. They got a couple guys, including one of the top-ranked players in the state of Tennessee. McMinn County's been a quality program for years, a lot of support there as well. Unfortunately, they're going to have to go on the road to Powell, which is going to pose a different challenge in itself. McMinn County's got a tough matchup here. Unfortunately, I think they take one on the chin and Powell advances.
Yeah, Powell's very, very good. All right, our other local team in this bracket's Ray County. They got the win last week against Campbell County, 51-29. They'll take on Carnes, who downed Walker Valley 27-25 last week.
Ray County's the home team. You're going to have to go to Eagle Stadium right there by Dayton Mountain. It's going to be jam-packed. The town is going to close down, so that means that's going to be tough for Carnes. Now, the win that they had at 27-25 over Walker Valley, I believe is telling. I think if Ray County plays Walker Valley at this point in the season, they win by a much larger margin. So you got to take the Eagles here. Ray County advances in my book.
Let's see what happens. All right, let's move to Class 6A now, where we had the Bradley Central Bears advancing. They got the win over Jefferson County 24-21. They'll be taking on Farragut. In this matchup, they skated past Science Hill 57-56, and then Cleveland was our other local team. They fell to Westridge. So let's talk Bradley Central.
Bradley Central advances. Farragut's been a great program over the years, but they're just not as strong this season. They've played a couple local teams close and have also lost to a local team here in the Chattanooga area, which they normally don't do. Bradley Central, Damon Floyd, they're going to be seeing the next round.
All right, let's go to Class 2-2A at this point. Couple of local schools bit the dust last week when it comes to Chattanooga Christian, Boyd Buchanan, but Silverdale Seahawks advanced, and their magic carpet ride continues through this 2021 season. Seahawks got the win against North Point Christian 54-20. They'll be taking on Lipscomb.
Yeah, so Lipscomb's really tough. Trent Dilfer's the head coach there. He's got like 20-plus assistants on his team, I believe, all on his payroll because the guy played in the National Football League and made a bunch of money. Yeah, absolutely. Silverdale, the way that you put it, magic carpet ride, I think that's a nice way to put it. But unfortunately, I think it comes to an end this week. A lot of Division I talent there at Lipscomb Academy.
Clock's striking midnight, preferably on Silverdale. We'll see what happens, though. All right, final one. Let's go to Division II, Class 3A now, where McCauley, they got the bye into the second round. They'll take on Father Ryan, who downed MUS 14-0.
Yeah, good win for Father Ryan in the first round, but they're about to take on a team that's got way more. You're dealing with back-to-back state championship team here with McCauley. McCauley advances. They're going to be at home.
The Red Raiders of Baylor got a win as well against Ensworth. They'll have to go on the road this week against the number 2-seeded team in this bracket, MBA. That'll be Montgomery Bell Academy.
Yeah, so Baylor actually beat Ensworth earlier in the year, and I actually picked against Baylor in this first round playoff game a week ago, but they were able to come up with the win 21-13, as you pointed out. Now they got to take on MBA. Unfortunately, for the Baylor faithful out there, I like Montgomery Bell Academy to advance in this game. Baylor's had a good season, but just had that one portion there towards the middle half where they lost some games. I don't know if they're playing their best football right now. Ensworth isn't incredibly talented. MBA is going to be way better, and they're going to win.
Wells Guthrie, Greg Larnerd, ESPN Chattanooga. Stick with us. All of your great high school football playoff action between Georgia and Tennessee.